Hinterkaifeck, a lonely farm hidden behind German woods. In spring 1922, the Gruber family vanished and the farm's silence turned chilling. No smoke from the chimney, no dog barking. Something was wrong. The closest neighbor was half a mile away. No one would hear a scream. Someone was already inside, hiding in the attic, listening to every sound. 6 people, Andreas, Cecilia, Victoria, her children, and the maid, were killed. The killer stayed, feeding animals and living in the house for days. The story of Hinterkaifeck still haunts Germany, a crime never solved. The answers remain locked away in the cold, quiet woods. So, who were the Grubers? Andreas Gruber, 63, was a strict man who wasn't well liked, and there were lots of rumors and secrets about him. His wife, Cecilia, 72, was quiet and religious, living a tough life on the farm. Their daughter, Victoria, 35, was a widow. Her husband died in World War I, but people whispered about her youngest child, Joseph. Some rumors said Joseph's father was Andreas himself, a big scandal that cast a dark shadow over the family. Victoria's daughter, 7-year-old Cecilia, was a sad, worried child, weighed down by all the tension at home. Joseph, just 2, was innocent. His life ended before it really began. The last victim was Maria Baumgartner, the new maid. She arrived on March 31, 1922, taking the place of another maid who left, saying the house was haunted by footsteps and voices. Maria's first day was her last. She was killed in her bed, never even making it to the barn. The Grubers lived alone, their secrets getting worse in the quiet. Their story is one of sadness, suspicion, and questions that were never answered. The family's bad reputation, the rumors and the fear, they all played a part in what happened. Hinterkaifeck was more than just a farm. It was like a powder keg, waiting for a spark. And when violence came, it destroyed everyone inside. The Grubers' lives and deaths became a legend. Their secrets died with them, but their story lives on. Who were the Grubers? Victims, yes, but also the keepers of a mystery that still gives people chills around the world. And in the end, all that's left is silence. In the weeks before the murders, strange things kept happening at Hinterkaifeck. Andreas found footprints in the snow leading to the house, but none leaving. The family heard footsteps and whispers in the attic, but when they looked, they found nothing. The maid, before Maria quit, sure the house was haunted. Weird things kept occurring. A strange newspaper showed up, keys disappeared, and someone tried to break into the tool shed. Andreas found a ditch near the barn, like someone had been practicing with a pickaxe. He heard noises in the woods but didn't see anyone. All these signs pointed to one terrifying truth: someone was watching them. Yet Andreas never called the police. Was it pride, fear, or the secrets he wanted to keep hidden? The family lived on edge, feeling like danger was getting closer. The warnings were there, but no one did anything. The quiet of the farm grew heavier, filled with a sense of dread. The Grubers' fate was sealed not just by a killer, but by their own isolation and silence. A storm was coming, and no one would escape it. Hinterkaifeck became a place where fear walked the halls. The family's last days were spent under the shadow of a threat they couldn't see. The tragedy wasn't just the murders, but the warnings that were ignored. The whispers before the storm were real, and soon the storm would hit. Days went by. The Grubers missed church, little Cecilia missed school, and the mail piled up. Neighbors started to get worried. The farm's quiet was just not normal. On April 4th, 1922, Lorenz Schlittenbauer and some others went to check things out. The farm was locked and eerily quiet. The animals were restless, hungry. They forced their way into the barn and found something horrible. 4 bodies, Andreas, Cecilia, Victoria, and young Cecilia, lay hidden under hay, brutally killed. Shocked, the men searched the house. It was strangely neat. Food had been eaten, beds had been slept in. In the maid's room, they found Maria Baumgartner, murdered in her bed. In Victoria's room, 2-year-old Joseph was dead in his crib. The whole family wiped out. The killer had lived among the dead, acting as if nothing had happened. The farm, once a place of life, had become a slaughterhouse. The discovery shook the community. The horror wasn't just the violence, but the days of silence that came after. Hinterkaifeck's secret was out, but the answers were just starting to slip away. The scene was a mess, the evidence already messed up. The farm's quiet was finally broken, but only by screams. The nightmare had become real, and the mystery had only gotten deeper. Hinterkaifeck would never be the same. The world would never forget what was found there. The police arrived to chaos. Neighbors had walked all over the crime scene, so there weren't many clues. Forensics were basic back then. The investigation relied on talking to people and guessing. Autopsies showed the pickaxe was the murder weapon, which was found later in the attic. The family was tricked into going to the barn, killed one by one, then the maid and baby inside. The killer stayed for days, feeding animals and living in the house. They ruled out robbery. Money was still there. The reason for the murders was a mystery. Hundreds of people were questioned. The family's secrets were dug into, but every clue led nowhere. Even psychics were asked for help, but nothing worked. The killer left no trace, no evidence, no answers. Hinterkaifeck became like a puzzle with no pieces. The case was already turning into a legend. With no real evidence, lots of theories popped up. Some people thought it was Victoria's husband, Carl Gabriel, who was rumored to have survived the war and come back in secret. Others pointed to Lorenz Schlittenbauer, the neighbor who found the bodies and was rumored to be Joseph's real father. His behavior was strange, but nothing could be proven. Some blamed a wandering stranger, a desperate person hiding in the woods. But why leave the money? Over the years, countless suspects and reasons were suggested: jealousy, revenge, even political plots. In 2007, police students looked at the case again and named a likely suspect, but they kept the name a secret. The truth is still hidden. Hinterkaifeck's killer disappeared like a ghost. There are many theories, but the case is still unsolved. The shadows remain, and the questions never stop. The murders sent shockwaves through the community. Fear and suspicion spread. No one felt safe. The farm became a place of scary stories, avoided after dark. A year later, it was torn down, as if to erase the memory. But the story couldn't be erased. The empty field became a landmark, a simple cross marking the tragedy. The mystery lived on, told again and again in books, movies, and whispers. Each new generation asks, who did it? Why? How did they just vanish? The details, footprints, attic noises, the killer living among the dead, turned facts into scary tales. Hinterkaifeck became more than a crime. It became a ghost story. 100 years later, the silence is still unbroken. The case is still open, the questions unanswered. The echo of that cold, quiet night lingers, reminding us that some mysteries never truly go away.